story of DMG, Lil Deuce, the one-legged assassin. In this story, we're going to cover the depth of heartbreaking tale of DMG Lil Deuce, also known as Lil Deuce, Lil SCOOM. We're going to dive deep into his life, rise, fame, his affiliations, and his tragic circumstances of his death. Born Jeremiah Dawson, whose alias name is DMG Lil Deuce, was well known as Chicago top shooter. His reputation was at the top-ranked general. He was highly respected in the streets, and it's all because when he sent them slugs, he never missed the shells, he never missed the target. He was well known for killing his ops.
Micro Dracos, hey, we come through, we go boom. Oh yeah, this come from Edgy. We took this. Hey, sit, check it out. Still in the trenches, man. You know how we come, man. Bro.
DMG Lil Deuce was a 23-year-old the time he met his tragedy demise. Born in trenches of Chicago, he was fatally shot in a drive-by incident on the south side of Chicago in September 2025. On September 12, 2025, tragedy struck the south side of Chicago when DMG Lil Deuce, known offstage as Dawson, lost his life in a shooting near 91st Street and Cottage Grove Avenue. According to reports, he had been walking along the 800 block of East 91st Street when a car pulled up beside him and someone inside opened fire. Dawson was hit multiple times and rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was later pronounced dead. His passing sent shockwaves through Chicago's drill rap scene and music community. Artists, fans, and local supporters flooded social media with grief and condolences, mourning the loss of a young talent whose tracks, including Next Victim, had marked him as a rising force in the city's rap scene. His legacy, though cut short, lives on in the music he left behind and even his untimely death. That was just a trailer. Here the stories goes. DMG Lil Deuce is widely recognized for claiming the West Side, specifically identifying with the DMG set, known in full as Detro Money Ghost Town Glizzy Gang. This collective operates out of the 7200 area, an area that goes by the name 7 Deuce. Within that identity, they also use the broader label Deuce Life, which includes individuals tied to FBC or Flyboy Crazy. These names and affiliations have become part of the way people describe the network surrounding Lil Deuce and the territory they represent. Over the years, DMG and its related groups have formed several alliances. They have been known to connect with BSC, 6300, Sam City, Squadville, and the younger structured Baby T Blood Gang. These alliances reflect long-standing neighborhood ties, shared histories, and the natural merging of nearby groups who occupy overlapping areas. According to DMG sources, their presence can be seen in multiple parts of the south and west sides, particularly around 63rd and Quai, as well as the stretch near 71st and State that runs through the Marquette Park region. It's wild out here.
So I noticed that you walk with a heavy limp.
Yeah. I got shot 11 times my whole life. 10 times at once and once another altercation. I ain't never got shot by no enemies or nothing. All type of just altercations and shit going on. You get into a motherfucker that shit
Okay, that's
patience and it turns to something that wasn't supposed to be.
Okay. But let's break that down though. You say you've been shot on 2 different occasions.
Yeah.
One time you had got shot 10 times?
Yeah, first time I got shot, one time I showed. Then the second time I got shot. The second time I got shot, I had to go for it.
Yo, what's good, man? How you coming?
Big school niggas know I'm back for the takeover. Niggas that's the fuck going on, man. Taking over the trenches. Y'all know what I'm on. Back where I left, back where I started. Rookie of the year. You know? Had a slight little free my rapping, man. Real nigga, free Trey Switch, man.
All right, man. What your plans are since you got out?
Run to the scaffold.
You about to take over it or what?
All type of hot shit. I'm gonna drop a Saturday.
You got some new shit coming up? All right.
Every time this come out, this already be out.
All right.
camera on me. Yeah, y'all got them things, y'all better bring that up. Y'all said that shit, shake. I just told y'all what it is when they see.
We want to start by getting to know you more, Lil Deuce. Can you tell us where you from?
I'm from 22nd and West, man. Cross West and 22nd RT, the camera in Rockwood. You know, all through them blocks. I got a little 6300 in me though, you know, 63rd in California, Mozart, Richmond and shit like that. Album 64.
Word.
6372 7236 726317.
Word. Hey, so can you tell us though, like what was it like for you growing up? So what do they consider that? That's the southwest side of Chicago?
Shit, we call it Cross West.
Okay.
Shit, people say southwest side.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks in my west be saying that's still our west.
Right.
Dumb boy.
South side, it's a cross west. It's cross west.
That's it.
That's cross west.
We call it Cross West because once you come from like Claremont and shit, you get past Claremont, that's a Cross West. A block out from Carlisle and shit.
For sure. For sure. Lil Deuce, around what time did you get outside and start hanging out across West?
But like 9, 10. Nah, I'm like 4, like 8, 9, and then shit. Folks introduced me to all other boys, you know?
Yeah.
I'm in Detroit. It was really me and Detroit like this. And then we met folks together and started, colliding with bro and shit.
Okay. I understand Detroit is a
twin
friend.
brother.
Oh, your twin brother?
Yeah, best friend.
Okay. Somebody that passed away.
Yeah. What's up?
Is that where the DMG come from?
Yeah, Detroit Money Gang. What you know what's so crazy? Man, saying DMG like drugs, money, guns, Deuce Money Gang. You could say it anyway, but it's Detroit Money Gang. When you're at the double G though, Detroit Money Glizzy Gang, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
These areas form a sort of geographical map of where their activity and influence are often discussed. However, along with alliances come rivalries. DMG has been reported to have conflicts with Face World, which appears to be one of their more long-standing oppositions. Beyond that, they have also had issues involving Boko 365, Rex City, Camp City, TMC Gunhead, Hottie Gang, and THF. These disputes, whether rooted in territory, past incidents, or long-term disagreements, have shaped much of the narrative surrounding their name. In more recent times, tensions have been said to rise between DMG and 600, with reports circulating about verbal exchanges and ongoing disagreements that have added to the list of existing conflicts. As for Lil Deuce himself, stories about his early years often mention how quickly he became familiar with the environment around him. People say that he was exposed to the lifestyle associated with his neighborhood at an incredibly young age. Some claim as early as 6 years old. These accounts are frequently brought up to explain how he became such a recognizable figure within the circles connected to DMG and 7 Deuce. Lil Deuce been in this gunplay since he was like 6 years old. His reputation placed him at the highest rank within the DMG. He was widely respected in the streets, largely because when he took action, his aim was precise and his targets were never spared. He became well known for eliminating his rivals. He became known far and wide as one of Chicago's most precise marksmen in competitive shooting ops. His reputation didn't come from luck. It came from discipline, focus, and an almost uncanny ability to keep his aim locked in. Whenever he stepped onto the range and sent a round downfield, the target didn't stand a chance. His consistency was legendary. People, more specifically his ops, said that once Jeremiah aka Lil Deuce set his sights on something, there was simply no room for error. His shots were steady, his timing flawless, and his accuracy earned him a place among the city's most respected sharpshooters in the sport. He sent them nuts on shell. He was in it at such a young age that he became the face of DMG by 9, which is when he got the name Lil Deuce represent the Deuce.
Yeah, but don't you be with Tank now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 79, 67. Yeah. Yeah, I'm recording you. I'm on the face shit. Ain't them your homies?
Yeah.
Them.
Alright, cool, bro.
I'm gonna tell you. And tell them I said it. Tell them Lil Deuce said it.
You Lil Deuce?
Yeah, I'm Lil Deuce. Yeah, I know you heard about me. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you heard about me.
Yeah, so?
Who be telling you about me? Like hot head? Man, nah. Yeah.
Bro, don't do that like you don't know so them, bro.
I don't know them, bro.
You don't know them? How you don't know them?
You hang with anybody, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you know them, bro. Don't do that.
That's how you gonna die out here, bro. You hang with anybody.
You know I don't play like that, bro. You know I don't play like that, bro.
That's crazy, though, bro.
Put them bitches on the floor, man. Put them bitches on the floor, man. This shit on the floor, man. You know that, man. This shit on the floor, man. You know that, man.
Bro, that's not shit, bro.
That's y'all too, though. Nah, they don't need to see that big.
Nah, they gon' count.
That's not shit, bro.
Bro, don't do that, bro. You know what the going on, man. My
You know that. You know that. If nobody know, you know. Hey, who you with? Why you ain't want
bro, I'm telling you no folks them, bro.
Bro, we don't know them, bro.
How you don't know them, bro? How you
don't know them, bro? Them anybody, bro. Them nobody.
They was being Lil Tanker do your ass. How you don't know them, bro? How you don't know them? They been made y'all ass go viral. Hey, what you don't know for them? Don't do that.
Hell no, bro.
Deuce lived in the streets and developed a reputation at a young age as well. Shorties his age didn't want no smoke. He was caught out of bounds by the Bach a few times as a shorty, but he was so young that they spared him. Deuce became known as DMG's most feared hitter and also Lil Zell's main slime. If you got on Lil Zay Osama's bad side, you had to worry about seeing Lil Deuce. Him and Zay was super close. They even caught a case together.
Y'all ass dying every day, boy. From the older to the younger. Oh, did y'all just hop on red? Y'all just hop on red? Didn't y'all just hop on red?
And what that happened at though? Soon as the said a word.
These better stop playing, folks. How y'all ass wearing red again?
They gonna wear, yeah, nah, this time they gonna wear black. We gonna turn it to red. I just told you on the phone what to do, bro. All you got is one button, bro. All you gotta do, bro, you know that.
Jeremiah Lil Deuce Dawson, deeper into the criminal justice system, didn't begin with some dramatic ambush or late-night trap house raid. It started with something far more routine in the world of modern policing: surveillance. On an ordinary Wednesday afternoon, Oakbrook police received information about a blue Dodge allegedly connected to a man tied to a New York jewelry store robbery investigation. That single lead kicked off a situation that would stretch across jurisdictions, clog radio channels, and ultimately end in the northwest side of Chicago. Officers began watching the Dodge quietly, posted up at a shopping center on 22nd Street. Nothing dramatic at first, just a cold tale. According to prosecutors, the Dodge pulled out of the parking lot and started heading eastbound. At first, the driver played it cool, making a series of perfectly legal maneuvers as if testing whether or not they were being followed. But then, in an instant, the calm broke. The Dodge suddenly shot forward, accelerating westbound on 22nd Street at a high rate of speed. Once the chase started, it escalated quickly. Patrol cars from multiple suburban departments joined in, while Chicago Police Department helicopters took to the air to track the vehicle from above. The pursuit cut across neighborhood lines and city limits, a chaotic trail of flashing lights and sirens that pushed all the way into the Union Ridge area on Chicago's northwest side. That's where the Dodge finally came to a hard stop. 3 men, Jeremiah Dawson, 21, Javon Garland, 19, and Isaiah Dukes, 26, jumped out and attempted to flee on foot. But they didn't get far. officers converged on them within moments. Once police searched the vehicle, the seriousness of the situation only deepened. Inside the Dodge, officers recovered multiple loaded firearms, a Glock 29 with a laser sight, an extended magazine, and a switch capable of converting it into a fully automatic weapon, and a Glock 19 equipped with a 50-round drum magazine and a defaced serial number. That combination, illegal modifications, extended mags, and erased identifiers, turned what could have been a routine gun case into something much heavier. And then there was Deuce. When officers arrested him, he was wearing a necklace valued at around $90,000, believed to be linked to the very armed robbery in New York that initially sparked the investigation. That detail alone connected Chicago streets to a multi-state crime trail stretching far beyond Illinois. Prosecutors didn't hesitate. Dawson was hit with several charges, including armed habitual criminal, possession of a loaded machine gun, unlawful possession of a weapon or ammunition by a felon, and possession of a firearm with a defaced serial number. Dukes faced his own list: possession of a loaded machine gun, theft of stolen goods valued between $10,000 and $100,000, and possession of a firearm with a defaced serial number. Garland, the youngest of the three, was charged with possession of a loaded machine gun, unlawful possession of a weapon or ammunition by a felon, and possession of a firearm with a defaced serial number. For Dawson Lil Deuce, this wasn't the first time the system had its eyes on him, and it wouldn't be the last. He ended up serving 2 years behind bars over the case involving the switches. And as much as people talk about that incident, it was just one chapter in a life that had already been shaped by the streets long before the blue Dodge ever pulled out of that parking lot. Because Lil Deuce didn't just have ties to the South Side through DMG, he had roots on the West Side too, specifically with the Baby T Blood Gang. Out there, him and Kill Bill weren't just associates, they were family. The kind of bond where if one showed up, the other wasn't far behind. Their reputations traveled with them, and so did their conflicts. If you were on bad terms with DMG out south, then being anywhere near Trumbull out west wasn't going to make you any safer. Their worlds overlapped, their enemies overlapped, and their paths in the streets kept pulling them deeper. And part of Lil Deuce's persona, something he put out into the world himself, was a daily affirmation he used to repeat. He'd say he ate brains and drank blood, not in the literal sense, but as a way of projecting ruthlessness, fearlessness, and the image of someone who felt nothing. It was performance, symbolism, bravado, an exaggerated way of saying he wanted to be seen as cold-blooded, as someone who didn't hesitate. But mythology, once released, often grows legs of its own. Stories spread, reputations expand, and rumors become part of the fabric of who people think you are. And in Deuce's case, the streets built an image around him so fiercely that the world may never truly know how many people ended up on the other side of his gun, as the stories say. What is known is that the number wasn't small, and whether every story is true or not, the perception alone shaped how people moved around him, how they approached him, feared him, plotted against him, or tried to emulate him. The tragedy is that none of this happened in a vacuum. Deuce was a product of environments that reward aggression, punish vulnerability, and make young men believe that reputation is armor. When the world tells you that the only way to survive is to become something unrecognizable to yourself, it's easy to lean into the myth. It's easy to convince yourself that being feared is the same thing as being safe. But cases like the Oak Brook chase and countless other moments in his life show that the opposite is true. The more attention Lil Deuce drew, the larger the target on his back became. The more he solidified his reputation, the smaller his options grew. And the more the streets fed into his persona, the harder it became to step away from the path that ultimately swallowed him. In the end, Lil Deuce's story is a long, tangled reminder of how quickly a life can spiral once it becomes defined by fear, retaliation, and image. The headlines only ever tell the aftermath. The streets tell the rumors. But behind all of it was a young man caught in cycles that started long before he ever had the chance to understand where they led. And once those cycles start, they rarely stop on their own. Mac was one of those people that Deuce allegedly blew down. Although people say that Mac wasn't no killer, he was still associated with Chop Block. To Deuce, I don't think it mattered either way. When he hopped out that car, somebody was dying, gangster or not. Brian Ballard was loved by everyone, described as a homebody who loved to be with his wife and daughter. The neighborhood knew him as Uncle B. He was found in Chicago Lawn neighborhood on 69th and Tommy at 5 a.m. with multiple gunshot wounds. According to the streets, he was innocent. Deuce had allegedly claimed another body. Devian Davis, who is said to be the brother of BG Lil Pat, was allegedly another one of Deuce's victims. He was also an innocent, but his family ties ended up getting him killed. Lil Deuce was the person that allegedly walked 8 people to the crossroads, so it wasn't hard to fathom the fact that one day somebody would walk him to the crossroads as well. Being in the streets had already cost him his leg. He was shot 10 times in one incident and lived to tell the story. Actually, Deuce should have never been in the streets because he was hobbling badly. He could barely walk, let alone run. Deuce had also started doing a lot of interviews, making his face known to Chicago. On top of all that, he had started dissing people on lives with Lil Zay Osama, who was in LA while Deuce was still in the trenches. DMG had also started dissing BBC, who they got into it with after being cool. BBC got mad because DMG didn't slide for me, man, after he was taken out by THF. He was killed by THF for his role in the death of TP. He slided on THF TP because THF members they asked stole some watches from Lil Zay Osama. According to Lil Zay Osama's brother, Big Folks,
we got hella watches now. We don't care about that shit. We just gonna keep smacking their ass every chance we get. We ain't looking for them. They ain't did shit to us for real. They smoked man. That was not my homie. That was 71st Battery on them homie. Yeah, he was cool because he slid for us and shit, but that's not my homie again. Who wants slid for us? Niggas be on our send their goofy ass off. These the 4 people have to go. I put my life on the line. I put my freedom, my everything was gone, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. God can take my soul. Stop it, boy. I'm doing this for my baby. I'm killing them 4 boys. So you hear me? When they ain't did shit to nobody but post on the net and troll. I'm taking out on the trolls on my mama. Fake grown, goofy ass. Never did shit. I'm out here online with my members every day and I don't even got to. Got real sack. I don't gotta be out here, but I'm out here. That's why I'm doing this shit for my brothers. I love my family. I love my members. That's why I do it for. Been like this for years, baby. Can't nothing change me unless I want to. That shit finna stop this what's going on, boy, on my mama. I ain't getting all the last shit, boy. Tell you. I'm gonna kill their ass, boy. I want the whole world to know it's on with them. BDA and BBC is on with them. Them is my ops. Big folks ops personally. You get caught with them, liking a picture, taking a picture, comment on something, I'm on your too. So when I see you, don't be looking surprised why I snatched off on your ass, why I snatched your wig off, popped you in your face, took your J, whatever. That's why. I better not catch y'all under no pictures no more, no comments, any of that. Try me, call my bluff, I dare you. On that truck, on my son, I'm coming out to every, I promise you. So y'all better hope they get me. On Dre, y'all better hope they get me, because I'm coming, boy, and I ain't stopping. I'm my dead homie.
he kept saying, "We got hella watches now. We don't care about that. We just gonna keep smacking." That dude wasn't my homie. That was 71st's homie. Yeah, he slid for us, but he wasn't mine. People be on our sending themselves off. Then he got even more heated, saying 4 people gotta go, that he's putting his life and freedom on the line, doing this for his baby. He promised he's killing them 4 boys. Saying they never did anything but troll online. Fake, grown, goofy. I'm out here frontline every day with my members. I don't even have to, but I do it for my brothers, my family. He made it personal too, saying BDA and BBC, it's on with them. Those are my ops, big folks ops. If you get caught liking their pics, commenting whatever, I'm on your match too. He warned he'll snatch wigs, pop people in the face, and made it clear, don't test him. He even said, y'all better hope they get me first, cause I'm coming and I ain't stopping. Now, I'm not saying he directly blamed those crews for Lil Dude's death, but he brought them up right after someone died, which makes the internet think otherwise. It's wild out here.
So I noticed that you walk with a heavy limp.
Yeah. I got shot 11 times my whole life. 10 times at once and once another altercation. I ain't never got shot by no enemies or nothing though. All type of like, just altercations and shit going on. You get into it, motherfucker, shit like that,
Okay, that's
patience and turn to something that won't go to me.
Okay. But let's break that down though. You say you've been shot on 2 different occasions.
Yeah.
One time you had got shot 10 times?
Yeah, first time I got shot, one time on my shoulder. Then the second time I got shot. The second time I got shot, I had to go.
And on September 12th, 2025, Deuce would meet the same fate of his victims. Lil Deuce was walking down the street on 91st and Cottage. He was either on his way in or on his way out of the building where gun offenders go to register. There's actually police that work in that building, so this hit was brazen. Lil Deuce actually had a gun on him at the time, but it didn't do him no good. On September 12, 2025, tragedy unfolded on Chicago's South Side when Lil Deuce was fatally shot while walking along the 800 block of East 91st Street near Cottage Grove Avenue. According to reports, a car approached him and someone inside opened fire, allegedly using a weapon equipped with an illegal switch that allowed rapid-fire shots. Lil Deuce was struck multiple times, collapsing onto the sidewalk as bystanders reacted in shock. Responding officers attempted emergency aid, applying chest compressions and pressure to his wounds, but he was pronounced dead either at the scene or shortly after being transported to a nearby hospital. The aftermath of the shooting was captured on video and circulated widely across social media, showing the young artist lying motionless as onlookers and police crowded the area, footage that sparked frustration and criticism, especially given that the shooting occurred less than 2 miles from a police district station. In the days that followed, the Chicago rap community reverberated with grief. Fellow artists, friends, and fans filled social platforms with tributes, mourning a talent whose career had only begun to take shape. Many viewed his death as another painful symbol of larger systemic issues, the cycle of gun violence, neighborhood rivalries, and the delicate line young artists must walk between creative expression and the dangers surrounding them. Some community discussions speculated about possible motives, citing talk of rivalries or conflicts, but these claims remain unverified and rooted largely in rumor, online chatter, and incomplete accounts. Because public reporting on Lil Deuce and the circumstances surrounding the shooting is limited, many details remain unclear. Much of what circulates regarding motives, affiliations, or past incidents comes from social media, community forums, and hearsay, making it difficult to separate fact from speculation. As a result, his death stands not only as a personal tragedy, but also as a stark reminder of how quickly narratives can form in the absence of firm evidence, and how often promising young lives are lost before their full stories can be told. After Deuce died, the reaction across the city was split straight down the middle. Half the city was dissing him, dragging his name through every corner and every alley, not because they truly hated him as a person, but because DMG had built enemies everywhere they went. That kind of smoke doesn't disappear. It collects, it lingers, and eventually it comes back around. The other half of the city, though, showed him love. People who grew up with him, people who saw him before the reputation, before the headlines, before the rumors. Even people who never met him but felt like they knew his story. Lil Zay Osama's brother, Big Folks, went as far as to publicly vow revenge, putting the whole city on notice that the story wasn't over, not in their eyes. Word on the streets was that BVC had something to do with Deuce's death. And while I can't sit here and claim I have solid proof, that's the name that keeps coming up, the one that the streets can't stop mentioning. Rumors like that don't appear out of thin air. They grow from smoke, from whispers, from history. The tragedy of Lil Deuce is heavy, but it's not rare. It's the kind of story too many neighborhoods know too well. A kid born into a storm, taught to survive before he ever gets the chance to live. Because Lil Deuce wasn't a grown man when he got pulled into this lifestyle. He wasn't even a teenager. He was a child, 6 years old, running with a set, learning street codes before he learned multiplication tables. By 9 years old, he already had a name, already had people speaking on him, already had a reputation bigger than some grown men twice his age. That's not childhood. That's survival mode. That's a little kid trying to navigate a world that even adults can't fully understand. And the thing about survival mode is that once it becomes part of your identity, once it shapes your decisions and your sense of self, it's almost impossible to imagine anything else. It becomes the lens you see everything through. Deuce built his reputation on fear, on loyalty, on the kind of energy that makes your name echo long after you leave the block. But fear is a currency that never holds its value. It rises fast and it collapses even faster. The same way he walked others to their crossroads, somebody was always going to be waiting for him at his. That's not karma. That's the pattern of the streets. That's the cycle repeating itself again and again. And this is what the shorties watching need to understand. No matter how much clout you think you've got, no matter how respected you think you are, no matter how many people scream your name online or throw your set in their captions, these streets do not love you. They don't care about your popularity, your rank, your reputation. They will make you a legend in your neighborhood one day and a hashtag the next. They will hype you up while you're alive and step right over your name when you're gone. DMG Lil Deuce lost his leg to gunfire before he lost his life. That alone should have been the sign, the flashing red warning, that this path only leads to 3 destinations: hospitals, jails, or graves. Most people wouldn't survive losing a limb mentally or physically, but Deuce took it as motivation to go harder. Instead of stepping back, he stepped forward. He doubled down, made himself even more visible, kept doing interviews, kept talking, kept dissing, kept feeding the same cycle that was waiting for him. He thought being famous in the streets would protect him, thought being known would make him untouchable. But really, it just made him easier to find. And in the end, that's exactly what happened. He was killed in broad daylight, right outside a government building, a place most people assume is safe, while carrying a gun he never even had the chance to use. That detail alone tells you how bold the hate was, how deep the tension ran, how far the beef stretched. Someone saw an opportunity and didn't hesitate. It wasn't a warning shot. It wasn't a message. It was an ending. And the saddest part is that none of this shocked the city. People heard the news and said, "Damn." But deep down, many already knew this was the direction things were heading. It's the kind of story everyone hopes will change, but rarely does. A young life burned fast, burned bright, and burned out, leaving behind a trail of grief, revenge, rumors, and the same lessons the streets have been teaching for decades. Lil Deuce's story is painful, complicated, and messy, but it's one more reminder that the streets have no loyalty, and every shorty watching needs to see the truth behind the image. Because once you're in the cycle keeps moving, with or without you. There are many lessons we can learn from this story. When you look at the rise and fall of someone like DMG Lil Deuce, you aren't just looking at one kid's life. You're looking at a mirror held up to an entire environment. An environment where childhood ends early, trust is rare, and survival becomes a full-time job before you're even old enough to fully understand what that means. His story, like so many others, is stitched together by choices, circumstances, trauma, pride, fear, loyalty, and consequences. And when you break down the layers, you start to see the lessons hidden inside the tragedy. There are 10 lessons that echo through the streets, the neighborhoods, the sets, the jails, and the graves of people who lived like he did. First lesson: the streets keep receipts. Every action taken in the streets builds a tab, and eventually somebody comes to collect it. The streets operate like a silent accountant. It might not say anything today, or tomorrow, or even next year, but it tracks everything. Every slight, every disrespect, every move you make. You might get away with 100 things, But the one mistake you make, the single moment when your guard slips, when you assume you're safe, when you think you've outrun the consequences, that becomes the exact moment everything catches up. Deuce walked that tightrope for years. He maneuvered through situations that would have taken out most kids his age. He had close calls, shootouts, beefs with entire blocks, and confrontations that should have been the end of him more than once. And yet, he kept surviving. But survival can trick you. Survival can make you believe you're chosen, or invincible, or protected by something bigger than yourself. But the streets remember the enemies you make. The streets remember the families you hurt. The streets remember the alliances you shatter and the grudges you plant. And when the time comes, the streets collect what they are owed. They always do. They never forget. Not today, not 10 years from now, not ever. Second lesson. Fear is a currency that always loses value. You can build a reputation off intimidation. You can build it off your name ringing bells, off rumors of what you've done, off the stories people whisper about you when you walk past. But fear doesn't stay forever. Fear is temporary. People grow numb to it. They adapt. They get tired of running, tired of ducking, tired of watching over their shoulders, and eventually someone younger comes along. Someone with something to prove. Someone hungrier. Someone who doesn't care about your reputation or your past, or how many people you made disappear. And sometimes it's not even a younger dude. Sometimes it's someone who has lost everything and has nothing else left to fear. Someone who sees taking you out as their only form of justice. Fear might buy you time, but it never buys you peace. It certainly doesn't buy you safety. Deuce learned that the hard way. The fear he created didn't protect him. It came back around and circled him like smoke. Because when people fear you long enough, eventually they start plotting. Third lesson. Clout is a dangerous shield. Being known can feel like armor. It can make you think people won't touch you because they know the consequences. It can make you believe your name is bulletproof. But clout is deceptive. It's not a shield. It's a spotlight. The more he went viral, the more interviews he did, the more lives he hopped on talking reckless, the more he dissed openly for the world to see, the more visible he became. It wasn't protection, it was exposure. Clout makes you feel like you're rising, but really it elevates you onto a stage where every enemy can see you clearly. Every rival knows your face. Every hater knows your schedule. Every person who ever wanted revenge now has hundreds of videos, posts, pictures, and lives to study. Attention is not protection. Sometimes the more known you are, the easier you are to find. And Deuce became painfully findable. Fourth lesson. When survival mode becomes identity, you stop seeing escape routes. Deuce wasn't even 10 years old before survival mode became his personality. When you're that young and already immersed in situations that most grown men couldn't handle, your brain rewires itself. You stop looking ahead. You stop planning for the future. You live only in the moment, because that's the only thing your environment cares about. When survival becomes your language, violence becomes your grammar, loyalty becomes your currency, pride becomes your armor, and pain becomes a routine part of your day, something you barely even register. By the time Deuce was old enough to understand the consequences of his actions, he was already too deep. He had already built a reputation that demanded maintenance. He had already cultivated enemies who weren't going away. The escape routes that might have been available when he was 6, 7, 8 years old were gone by 13. And by 16, he wasn't looking for an exit. He was accelerating. Fifth lesson. The streets will love you today and abandon you tomorrow. In the hood, loyalty feels real until it's tested. You can be the hero of your block today, the person everyone cheers for, the one your people brag about, the name they say with pride. But the same block that loves you will mourn you for a week, share your picture, argue about your legacy, and then move on. One moment you're the face of your set, the next you're a mural that slowly starts to fade in the rain. The same people who screamed your name will be joking about someone new in a month. When Deuce died, the reaction from the city was exactly that, split right down the middle. Half the city dissed him, half showed love. The narratives changed overnight. The memories shifted immediately. The loyalty evaporated and solidified all at once. That's how fast the streets rewrite your story. Sixth lesson: violence rarely ends with the first trigger pull. A shooting is never just a shooting. It's a spark that ignites a chain reaction. Once a life is taken, the consequences ripple outward. Friends retaliate, rivals respond, families grieve, blocks go quiet. The energy shifts, trauma settles over everyone involved, even the ones who pretend they don't feel anything. One act of violence creates 3 more. One moment of anger creates years of retaliation. Deuce lived in a world where violence was constant, where bodies created storms, where every action carried a counteraction. Once you step into that cycle, it's almost impossible to step out of it. Deuce was caught in that chain for years, and the chain eventually tightened around him. Seventh lesson: the enemy you don't see is the one that hits hardest. Deuce made enemies out south. He made enemies out west. He made enemies online. He made enemies in person. When your list of rivals grows longer than your list of friends, you're no longer living. You're hiding, even if you pretend you're not. He never knew where danger would come from. He could be eating, walking, laughing, posting, doing an interview, and the threat could be right around the corner. In the end, the enemy that got him wasn't one he saw coming. It wasn't one he prepared for. It came fast, during the daytime, in public, without hesitation. The unseen enemy is always the deadliest. Eighth lesson: no one is untouchable, no matter how feared they are. Every legend eventually meets someone who isn't impressed. Someone who doesn't care about your name, your bodies, your rumors, your reputation, or your set. Someone who sees you as a target, not a threat. No matter how feared you are, someone always wants the crown. Someone always wants the credit. Someone always wants revenge. No one is untouchable. Not the loudest, not the most active, not the most famous, not the most feared. Not even Deuce. The streets don't care about status, only opportunities. Ninth lesson: the streets don't reward pain. They recycle it. Deuce losing his leg should have been the wake-up call of his life. It should have been the loudest signal that this road only leads one direction. But trauma doesn't always change people. Sometimes it hardens them. Instead of stepping back, he stepped forward. Instead of laying low, he went louder. Instead of disappearing, he became even more visible. The streets take your pain and turn it into content, into jokes, into rumors, into motivation for your enemies, into fuel for senseless cycles that never stop spinning. Deuce took his trauma and used it to push deeper into the very world that caused it, and that world used it right back against him. 10th lesson: the only guaranteed endings are hospitals, jails, and graves. Everyone hears it. Every young person in the hood has been told this at least once, but most don't believe it until they're sitting in a cold cell, lying in a hospital bed, or staring down the wrong end of a gun barrel. Deuce hit 2 of the 3, and the third ending took him permanently. There are no retirement plans in gang culture, no peaceful endings, no fade into the background and live a quiet life chapters. There are only different versions of tragedy. My final thought: the story of DMG Lil Deuce, the one-legged assassin. Lil Deuce's story is not the rise and fall of a feared figure. It's the story of a child swallowed whole by an ecosystem built on violence. It's the story of a kid who never got the chance to truly grow up. A boy who became a headline before he became a man. A life shaped by trauma, pride, survival, loyalty, impulse, and the desire to be seen in a world that overlooks so many. People talk about the name he made, the fear he created, the enemies he collected, the chaos he caused, the pain he inflicted, and the pain he lived through. But beneath all of that was a kid who never got the chance to rewrite his story. Not because he didn't want to, but because his environment never gave him space to imagine a different future. His story should not be copied. His story should not be glorified. His story should not be the blueprint for anyone's life. It should be the warning, the reminder, the red flag waving in every young kid's face before they step onto the same path. Lil Deuce didn't get the opportunity to grow old enough to change his ending, but someone reading this still does.
What's good, man? How you coming?
Mexico niggas know I'm back for the takeover. Man. Niggas got the fuck going on, man. Taking over the trenches. Y'all know what I'm on. Back where I left, back where I started. Rookie of the year. You know. Had a slight little free my rapping, man. Real nigga, free Trey Swiss, man.
All right, man. What your plans are since you got out?
Run to the scaffold.
You about to take over it or what?
All type of hard shit. I'm dropping Saturday.
You got some new shit coming up? All right.
Every time this come out, this already be out.
All right.
Keep coming on. Yeah, y'all got them things. Y'all been bringing that up. Y'all said that shit. I just told y'all what it is when they see you.
It was like a viral video of THFTP. He was walking with his kids, and that shit went, you know what I'm saying?
Your ass funny as hell, bro. You fried, bro. Leave there. Your ass crazy as hell. Listen, that whole situation, wrong, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I pray for his daughter, you feel me? I pray for her mama. I pray for their whole family. You get what I'm saying?
Well, like, ain't giving, like, cause back in the day, it used to be a situation, if you see the nigga kids, shit, niggas.
And that's how it used to be back in the day when it was structured, you know what I'm saying? They had guidance for real. You just looking at that ain't got no structure, no guidance, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas out here do anything when you with whoever. Then they kill your kid, folk. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful of that when you out here doing shit, because ain't no sympathy, ain't no span, nothing, ain't no none of that. So you know, I was just saying, to do something and then don't do something to him, knowing he know where you stay, knowing he know your mama, your OG, your sister, your cousin, your brother, and you'll do something to him because you expect him to be like, oh, he ain't gonna do shit to my, oh, I ain't gonna do shit to family, I'm trying to catch him. We gonna do anything that hurts you. You hear me? So you really selfish because you doing shit for the moment and don't even care about the people around you that's getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think for everybody. When you about to go do some shit, bro, think for everybody. Who else can it affect? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Point blank, period.
All right, so.
See, y'all be trying to beef with the wrong niggas, folk. I ain't gonna lie, y'all steady lose the homies, folk. Look at you, look what you wear, folk. You still wearing a Gucci hat with the matching Gucci belt with some Jordan Air Ones on. Bro, you look so dirty and bummy, folk. Your homies need to tell you, your homies need to really tell you, gang, you don't be fresh. You don't be fly. Your ass is broke as hell, gang. Folk, look at you, gang. Your music weak as hell, gang, on Tay Boogie. Ain't nothing about you turn. Look what you woo to your man's funeral. You look like a piece of. What do y'all be getting y'all jewelry from? I never seen a nigga from 600 upload some real J or tag a real jeweler. You know all these be trying to go grab jewelry, right? These go grab jewelry and never upload their jewelry. You know why? Cause that's fake, gang. That's fake, fool. Y'all could never upload y'all jewelry cause that shit fake, fool. We would never respect that don't take care of his kids either. You was a do it for the grandmaster, gang. You was never on no call with us, gang. You came into the call, bro. Once you came into the call, you talking about, why your homie acting tough? Why he looking tough? Cause he is tough, he not you. Except from your block. Just like we was on the phone with Tay. He said, why is we feeding it to niggas that ain't on shit, that ain't nobody? You was a nobody in your hood, gang. You can't name them up. Clap, spank, did none too. Y'all doing promos for fake jewelry. I don't do that. I never did a promo for no jewelry a day in my life, bro. Gang, y'all shit is moissanite. And y'all dying. Why do you keep on trying to beef with niggas and y'all are dying. Y'all are losing every war that y'all get in. Every war that y'all get in, y'all are dying. Left and right, dying. Why the do y'all want to play with me, folks? Every last one of 600 members that we went to about the shit will bite down. Oh yeah, we know what folks did, folks. That's why we don't pay no attention to that shit, folks. We don't respect that shit. Even Vaughn said, you know niggas ain't room for Shorty. Niggas don't with Shorty. Y'all with him for real. Your mans got on the phone and said, the only reason all bro them said something, is because we ain't want to seem like no bitches to the internet. You worry about the internet? There's real shit going on out here. You worry about the internet? I don't give a who got moisture nights. I ain't got moisture nights, and I ain't wearing no moisture nights. On my brother, you hear me? I don't give a who wear moisture nights. I ain't got moisture nights and I ain't wearing it. If you not going to no real jeweler, gang, and getting your shit, gang, and posting your shit when you get it, I don't want to hear all that, oh, these hood trophies. You paying $2,000 and $3,000 for these fake, weak, dumb chains, folks. Stop playing with me, folks. You don't take care of your kids, you's a made, folks. All of your homies are dying left and right. It's been like this for years. Left and right, y'all asses dying. We don't have 22 dead homies. We don't even have 10. Y'all do. Oh my dead homie gang. Like what? Cars fucking the ops up, hopping out, running up one of their blocks. Never leaving my gun in the car. Oh my baby. What you talking about?
Goofies, bro. Look at them. Them saying all the real members gone, bro. Y'all supposed to change y'all name, make something else.
Oh, phone no. 600 is not 600 no more. Go back to Brick City.
What is the 600 criteria? What is the 600 criteria though? I get your goofy ass.
You know what? 600. What you talking about, man?
And bench that ass. Fuck that shit, gang.
And all y'all dead homies. Turn up about it. You talk about. Y'all know what's going on. All that bapping and rapping you just be doing. On Tay Boogie, I done bumped into every last one of you niggas, gang. Every last one of you niggas. None of you niggas never disrespected me, played with me, talked to me crazy, woofed at me, y'all probably sneak this, but never in my face. Y'all don't say none of this when I see y'all, gang. Y'all only come on the internet and say weird, dumb, lame ass, clickbait ass shit. You know what I'm saying? But when y'all me, it don't be none of this. Y'all don't never say none of this, do none of this. Why? And the same way I be on live is the same way I'm in person. You can ask every gang, hood, block, exec, rapper, anybody. Ask them. I'm still the same person everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. This is me. I can't be nobody else but me. Oh my brother. Y'all got lames advocating for y'all, folk. Y'all got real life lames advocating for y'all, folk. No cap. And I don't want to see no interviews. I don't want to see no lives, no story posts talking about Zay after this live, because I've been on live long enough for y'all to join, say what y'all got to say, so we ain't, you feel me, forgetting nothing or none. Y'all can come join this live. Y'all can hop on and say what y'all gotta say. I don't wanna see nothing after this live. Cause anything y'all wanted to say to me, y'all could have said on the phone. We was on the phone. Breezy, yo did not stay on the phone. They made you get off the phone. Am I lying? They made you get off the phone. You wasn't on no phone with us. You was on the phone for 2 seconds. And they told your ass, get off the phone, shut up. What you talking about, gang? Ain't nothing about you gangster, folk. And even the that's around you know ain't nothing about you gangster. You ain't never did no gangster out here, folk. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. So all this bapping y'all niggas on the internet, stop that. Please stop that. 'Cause we know what go on in the trenches. There ain't nothing you can lie to me about. You hear me? I don't see none of them joining the live, hopping on, but as soon as I hop off, all these gonna have something to say. I'm right here. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say on my brother. You hear me? Say what you gotta say. And if you're still in LA, I'll go to an LA store so we can meet up. I'll punch you out, boy. You fucking tall, goofy dork.